Sarah was a 20-year-old girl who loved to travel. She enjoyed seeing new places and meeting new people. One day she had a big dream to visit London. London was a large city with many famous places. Sarah felt very happy thinking about her trip. When Sarah was a child, she often looked at maps and read books about faraway cities. London was always her favorite city. She wanted to see Big Ben, the Tower Bridge, and Buckingham Palace. These places made her feel very excited. One day Sarah talked to her best friend, Anna. "I want to visit London," Sarah said with a big smile. "It is an amazing city with a lot of history and culture." Anna smiled back at her and said, "You should go, Sarah. You are young, and you love adventure. This is the perfect time to explore the world. You will have many great experiences." Anna's words made Sarah think. She decided to make her dream come true. Sarah was a little nervous, but she was also very excited. She was ready for the adventure. Sarah spent the next few days thinking about her trip. She imagined herself in London, standing in front of Buckingham Palace, exploring the British Museum, and walking in Hyde Park. She knew planning a trip would take a lot of work, but she was ready for the challenge. Sarah's parents were very supportive. They knew she loved to travel and explore new places. They encouraged her to be careful and to make the most of her journey. Sarah promised them she would plan well and stay safe. With her parents' support, Sarah felt very excited. She could not wait to start planning her trip to London. This would be her first solo trip, and she wanted it to be perfect. She knew this journey would help her grow as a person. Sarah sat down with her laptop and a notebook. She was ready to start planning. She made a list of things to do. First, she needed to research London. Then, she needed to decide on the places she wanted to visit. Next, she needed to book her flight and hotel. Finally, she needed to prepare her documents. There was so much to do. Sarah planned her days in London. She made a schedule. On the first day, she would visit Big Ben and the Tower Bridge. On the second day, she would go to Buckingham Palace and Hyde Park. She also planned to visit the British Museum. Sarah wanted to make sure she had time to see everything. Now Sarah needed a place to stay. She wanted a safe and comfortable place that was not too expensive. She read many reviews and looked at pictures of hotels and hostels. Finally, she found a nice hostel in central London. Sarah checked her passport to make sure it was valid. She did not need a visa for a short stay in the UK. She made copies of her passport, flight tickets, and hostel booking, just in case. She also made a budget for her trip. She needed money for the hostel, food, transportation, and sightseeing. Sarah saved money from her part-time job. She did not want to carry too much cash, so she got a travel card that she could use like a debit card in London. Sarah also wanted to stay in touch with her family and friends. She found out that international roaming for her phone was expensive, so she decided to buy a local SIM card in London. This way, she could use the internet and make calls without spending too much money. Sarah also read about the culture and customs in London. She learned about British manners and some common phrases. She wanted to be polite and fit in. She even practiced saying some British English words. The night before her trip, Sarah was very busy. She made sure everything was ready. She double-checked her packing list. She packed her clothes, toiletries, and documents. She put her bags by the door so she would not forget them in the morning. The next morning, Sarah woke up early. She got dressed and had a quick breakfast. She grabbed her bags and headed to the airport. Her parents drove her to the airport and helped her with her bags. They hugged her and wished her a great trip. The flight was long, but Sarah kept herself busy. She read her book, listened to music, and watched a movie. As the plane began to descend, Sarah looked out the window. She could see the city of London below. Her heart raced with excitement. She couldn't believe she was finally here. She was finally in London, ready to start her adventure. Sarah took a taxi to her hostel. The city looked amazing from the window. She saw many famous landmarks on the way. When she arrived at the hostel, she checked in and found her room. It was small, but cozy. She met her roommates, who were also travelers. They were friendly and shared their travel stories. Sarah felt comfortable and excited to make new friends. On her first day in London, Sarah woke up early. She was full of excitement. She got dressed and had breakfast at the hostel. She talked to some other travelers and got tips on where to go and what to see. Sarah decided to start her day by visiting Big Ben. She walked to the nearest bus stop and took a bus. She enjoyed the ride and looked at the city through the window. When she arrived, she saw the big clock tower. It was even more impressive in person. Next, Sarah walked to the Tower Bridge. She took many pictures and enjoyed the beautiful view. The bridge was very famous, and Sarah felt happy to see it with her own eyes. After that, Sarah went to Buckingham Palace. She saw the guards in their red uniforms and black hats. She watched the changing of the guard ceremony. It was very interesting and fun to see. Sarah then decided to visit Hyde Park. She walked around the park, enjoying the fresh air and the beautiful scenery. She sat on a bench and watched people walking, jogging, and playing with their dogs. It was a relaxing and peaceful place. For lunch, Sarah went to a nearby cafe. She tried a traditional British dish called fish and chips. It was very tasty. She also had a cup of tea. Sarah liked trying new foods and learning about the local cuisine. After lunch, Sarah visited the British Museum. She saw many interesting exhibits and learned a lot about history. The museum was very big, and she spent a few hours exploring it. In the evening, Sarah returned to her hostel. She was tired, but very happy. She talked to her roommates about her day. They shared their own experiences and gave her more tips for her trip. Sarah went to bed early. She wanted to be well rested for the next day. She felt very happy and excited about her adventures in London.